Hey, this is Seth from Curated, and today I want to give you a quick rundown on how images work in Curated. Images can be found in the header and in the body of your newsletter, either with linked items, or you can even put images along with the categories. When you're creating your newsletter, sometimes you run into issues with the images that you upload. Either the size is incorrect or they become pixelated, so today I wanted to give you a few tips and tricks on how to make sure your image looks the best in your Curated newsletter. Let's try to add an image to our intro section of the Curated newsletter. A few notes to keep in mind are that the image size has to be less than 3 megabytes, and the best resolution that we recommend is 1460 by 657 pixels. But we'll get into that a little bit later once we find an image and once we go through workshopping it to make sure that it fits best with our newsletter. So let's say we found this image that we really love on a website like Unsplash, and so we can download it from here. And make sure that you're downloading at a size to where it is less than 3 megabytes so that we can upload it to our newsletter. Go back to our newsletter. If the item already exists, you can click Edit and drag an image here. Or if you're saving the issue through another way, like the Chrome extension, then this same box will pop up and you can add the image there as well. So let's choose the image that we want to add. Open. And we can see that it gives us an aspect ratio option here. You can choose from 20:9, square, or original aspect ratio. We recommend the 20:9 aspect ratio, so let's go with that and see what it looks like. Here we see that Curated has automatically widened the image to reach that 20:9 aspect ratio, and it doesn't look too great the way that it automatically does. That's because the image has been cropped vertically from the center. So let's say we still really want to use this image in the 20:9 aspect ratio, but we want it to focus on something different than what Curated has given us. The best way to do that is by using a tool like Canva. With Canva, you can edit an image like this for completely free. So the best way to do this is by going to Create a Design, choose a custom size, and do 1460 by 657, which is the best resolution that we suggest. We'll create new design, and it'll give us this blank spot here. Next, we'll go over to the uploads in the sidebar, and you'll upload the image that we're trying to work on. I've already uploaded it here, so I can just drag and drop it here. Now I can either drop it here and it'll show just as it is grayed out, or I can drop it in the corner here and it will automatically stretch it just like Curated has done. So say we want to drop it here, but we still don't like the way it looks. We can double click here and drag it down to reposition to show what we want. So say we want it to highlight the glasses and this cup of tea. So we can keep it here, click done, and now we really like the way that image looks. Alternatively, let's delete this. If we drag it and just drop it here, we can resize with these corners here, put this in the corner if we would like, stretch it out so it fits, and resize it. Again, it doesn't look very good, but we can still double click, drag down, and highlight what we like. Click done, and it's ready to go. Before we download the image, don't forget about the file name, which can be edited here. Image file names are helpful for SEO, so when you download them from Canva, it's best to name it something that aligns with your keywords or is at least descriptive. So make sure to name the file something that goes along with your newsletter or is descriptive enough to help you with your SEO. Now that we've edited that image, we can come back to our curated publication, go to Edit, delete this image, choose the newly edited image, save, and now we can see our newly edited image looks much better than what we previously had. Now we can check to see if everything looks good by going to Preview Image, Web Preview, and scrolling down to see that every image has that 20:9 aspect ratio and looks really clean. You also have other options when uploading an image. So as I showed off earlier, you can choose different aspect ratios for the image that you want to use. Now, let's say that we want to do the original aspect ratio for that image that we used before we edited it. And now our preview shows that it's the original aspect ratio, and we can see how that looks on our web preview. So you can see the entire picture here, but it does take up a lot of space and it doesn't match the aspect ratio of the other images. Now, what you do with your newsletter is completely your decision. However, we do recommend that 20:9 aspect ratio because it's the best size for multiple different email platforms, and it displays the best on Retina displays. And that's a quick guide on how images work in Curated. To recap, the best resolution to use is 1460 by 657 pixels. Anything smaller than 600 pixels will be made bigger to fit the full width. If you use the original aspect ratio option, it'll keep the ratio and look more similar to the original picture you used. And in general, uploading a bigger photo and letting the app generate all the sizes is best so that the pictures don't get pixelated or too blurry. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please email our support.